Like, I don't care what time of day it is. I will take down a set, move over and climb. But a lot of guys don't want to do that, right? So like as soon as you bring that stand in and you kind of mirror yourself to a tree, if you're
Mm-hmm.
not willing to get down and move and adjust, you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage. Whereas even if you got to stand on your back, like you mentioned, and you're just slinking through the woods looking for that hot sign, well, shit, you can set up on the ground and sit there for an hour without hanging a
Mm-hmm.
tree stand. And if
Mm-hmm.
nothing happens, then you keep on moving. So I think that adjustability, that flexibility that you kind of are getting at here in that time frame is so huge. And I
Mm-hmm.
do want to ask you one specific question about that. So let's say we're like, the late October, one of my favorite times to hunt, late October. It's a little bit of pre-rut. Bucks are definitely starting to get itchy, especially those bigger ones. If you're going into a piece of public, what kind of areas are you kind of in the back of your mind as your destination, right? So you're walking, you're scouting your way through. Are you like on the edge of thick? Are you on the edge of bedding? Are you going into like, thick, nasty, marshy stuff? Or are you kind of where you think bucks are going to be traveling? What's kind of
Yeah,
your mindset as you work your way through
to
the
follow,
woods, the
follow,
marsh? What are
follow
you looking for?
transition edges, follow the edges, the transition edges. You know, that's what I want to walk rather than just plowing through the abyss. And we've done plenty of that, but I just want to walk the transition edges. That's where you're going to find out where they're coming in and out of what, and you're going to be able to read the sign really well. Transition edges to big points. Like I've heard it a million times, but big bucks love points, and there's never been truer words spoken. They relate the points, and you look at an aerial photo of something, it's like, okay, well, where's the transition lines that are leading into what big points out here? That's what I want to go walk or spend my time scouting. But essentially I'll just walk the transition lines throughout the properties, and I'll tell you when they're laying down hot sign. If there's not hot sign throughout there, then they're not saying they're not there, but that's not going to capture my attention long enough for me to feel like I want to spend time there to feel confident that I'm in the game, because I want to be in the game to be success. You got to be in the game to be successful. And if you're not in the game, then keep looking, keep covering ground, keep going. That's how you learn stuff by, I've done that where you just go and sit in a tree for 3-4 hours and nothing happens. And it's like, or I could have went and scouted the whole property in 3-4 hours and figured out a lot more intel in that time, especially in the marshes and in the lowland areas where, you can't see much. So, just because I heard a deer 50 yards away and didn't see it that evening, what did that really tell me? Not a whole lot. But,
Yeah.
and
Now,
you only get one November 1st every year. You only get one November 2nd every year. I don't want to spend those primo days, hearing a deer off in the distance that I'm not even confident of the spot, especially on like a public spot. On the private is completely different, because if I'm hunting the private, it's because I'm confident that there's a buck in the neighborhood that I want to shoot, and not just wish or hoping that something materializes that I don't even know exists. I mean, it can happen, and it does happen, but I want to put as many odds in my favor as I can, because it's so hard to do it for one, that I don't want it to all be just luck. I want it to be 10% skill and 90% luck, not 99% luck and 1% skill.
Okay.